How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews back with a little outdoorsy mystery beer time. Yeah, mystery beers, for those that don't know, people give me beers. They wrap them up, so I have no idea what's going on. So it's a little bit kind of more intense than your typical kind of blind beers that a lot of people do. They tend to have a couple beers in their house, and they have their friends or significant others kind of wrap them up for them. But you kind of know what's in the fridge. You kind of know what you have, so to go in them totally blind, it's fun because either I get it right or I get it wrong or somewhere in between. Either way, I have a good time. So yeah, let's crack into it. There's no label to really talk about. As far as this beer, mystery beer, or the last couple mystery beer series I've done, been courtesy of my buddy Chris. Okay, that'd be dark. He has been killing it. He loves them. He gets a kick out of them. And up until when I moved to Jersey, this is where I live now on the farm here, he lived right down the street, so he would drop them off every now and then. Holy good God, that B-Doc. So thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, look at that. It almost has like a nitro vibe to it. The way that kind of head is cascading downward. I don't think it's a nitro beer, but it has those kind of nitro vibes to it. Horrible pour on my end. 3 fingers, gigantic head, infinite cream, and a super tight compact bubbles, and a beautiful look to it. And darkness, you know. She's got that big, rich, stouty McStoutiness to her, look-wise. See what she smells like. It's definitely has a stout vibe to it. It doesn't smell super high in alcohol, but I'm getting a little bit of smoky kind of maltiness from it. There's a sweetness to it too. Sometimes you can get a little bit of lactosey kind of vibes from stouts that don't have lactose in it. It just seems a little bit more than that, like there is lactose or vanilla or something like that involved. There's a bitterness to that roasted malt, which is pretty nice, bouncing off that big sweetness. I think that's it. I mean, it just smells like a big, kind of tasty, roasty stout. There's a little bit of kind of cat rustiness on there, so we might be dealing with a little bit of an aged beer, or maybe a really aged beer. I think I see a Merc ring in there, so doing a little detective work. Ooh. It's not super warm outside. This breeze just came by and it made me a little bit chilly. I'm fragile. Yeah, it smells like a nice big roasty stout. I'm not getting a ton of anything else on the nose other than that little bit of lactose thing going on. And like a little bit of kind of smoked malt maybe. I'm just going to dive in and see what she's got. Cheers. This has to be aged. I think this has some legs to it. ABV wise, I think it's double digits plus now. I'm getting a soft woodiness from it. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually hit like a spirit barrel, but is aged. Or it could just be just a base kind of wood. Kind of overthinking it here a little bit. I don't get any kind of booziness from it, but the higher alcohol content that I feel like I'm getting makes me think there was some booziness involved, but then the age on top of that made that booziness go away. Now, it could just be a wood beer that's something a higher ABV, maybe 9, 10%, a little bit higher than that. Other than that, there's something additional to it. There's something added to it. Like I said, it was a smoked malt thing in the nose, and the taste, it's more of a, I don't want to say, it's not vanilla. It's like almost like a spice wood, like a kind of like a Dogfish does that San Paulo wood thing, like almost like a hickory kind of smokiness. Is this Dogfish Head Chicory Stout? No, it couldn't be. You don't see those bottles anymore, but it gives me that kind of vibe to it. It's like a Dogfish Head Chicory Stout. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And it's good. It's tasty. It has a big amount of bitterness to it, to the point where, while I do believe it's a bigger sweetened beer, it doesn't come off that way all that much because of that bitterness from what I believe is the roasted malt. It could be a little bit of spicy hop too, but I think it's more kind of a roasted malt thing. Yeah, it reminds me of Dogfish Head Chicory Stout. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, big, relatively big stout. Flirting around in double digits, hit wood, has a bit of time on it. That's what I'm saying. If it's Dogfish Head Chicory Stout, which I haven't had in like 15 years, then I'll just be blown away. I don't. Last time they bottled it was like forever and a day ago. So let's see how wrong I got this one. Buxton Brewery Subliminal Imperial Stout. Now Buxton, I haven't had a ton from, but I've had a bunch of beers that have been brewed at Buxton. It's one of the places that Omnipolo does a bunch of stuff at. I think, yeah, it's Omnipolo is the big one that does their stuff. I think the one thing, they do a couple collabs with Buxton. What do we have? Subliminal Imperial Stout. It's 10% alcohol by volume. Stillwater. Okay, so it's a Stillwater collab with Buxton. That's the other person that brews there a lot, is Stillwater. Ingredients: barley, oats, wheat, hops, and yeast. Really, no woodenness at all. So they say barley, oat, wheat, hops, and yeast. There's got to be more to it. Bottle on March 17th. No, this has to be, oh, because March 1st, 2017. I thought I was saying March 17th. I'm like, wait a minute, that was like 2 weeks ago. No way this got here in time. I'm curious to see what else is in here. If it's a smoked malt, if there's something else going on. But yeah, there you go. Big roasty stout. You know, it could just be a kind of hop forward with that wheat maybe, and added component of the wheat was giving me a little bit of wood vibes to it, but it's tasty. You know, drinkable, old school, but at the same time kind of like clean old school. It's not like just a big old imperial stout with a decent amount of bitterness. It has this kind of water nerdy refinedness to it. It makes it a bit more drinkable. Look at that lacing. How about that? I got a clean glass for once in my life. Can actually get some proper lacing going on. So yeah, I think it's tasty. Let's go to that. Let's cut to the chase. Is it one of the better imperial stouts I've had as of late? Base wise, it's pretty damn tasty. Probably worthy of being in the conversation, but not a leader in the pack. Value availability, no idea. Maybe Chris or somebody out there can chime in on the whole value thing of this and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like old school kind of stouts, like I said, I got a chicory stout kind of vibe off of it. So if you like your stouts not only to be big but also balanced with a bit of bitterness to it in that old school kind of way, then you definitely dig this sucker. So there you go. Another review in the books. Down there if you want to talk about it. Type Massive Beers into Google to find me doing all the social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Type Beer Massive into the Google, your favorite podcasting app, to see me doing all the podcasting stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice beer right now, and hope to see you next time. Cheers.